2, 3, 4. There's a light when my baby's in my arms. There's a light when the window shades are drawn. Hesitate when I feel I may do harm to her. Wash it off, all this feeling we can't share. And I know she's reached my heart in thin air. Is reflected in our pond. There's a cloud, but the water remains calm. Reaching in, the sun's fingers clutch the dawn to pass. Now it's a precious thing to bear. And I know she's reached my heart in thin air. And I know she's reached my heart in thin air. It's not in my past to presume love will keep on moving in both directions, and how to be happy and true is the quest we're taking on together. Take it all, take it all. There's a light where my baby's in my arms. And I know she's reached my heart in air. And I know she's reached my heart in air. And I know she's reached my heart.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Swift Guitar Lessons. Today I'm going to break down one of my favorite Pearl Jam songs. This is entitled Thin Air, and it's off their Binaural album. The song features some simple chord changes, some percussive changes, and also a very interesting riff to go in between your verses. Let's get started. Okay, we have a close look at the neck, and we're starting off learning our verse chord progression. This is just a very simple change between E major and C major. For the beginners out there, our E major chord, my middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the A, third finger is beneath that, 2nd fret D, and my first finger is here on the 1st fret of the G string, strumming every string. And my C major chord, taking my 3rd finger, putting it on the 3rd fret of the A string, it's the root C, middle finger's down 1 string, back 1 fret, 2nd fret D string, and my first finger is here on the 1st fret of the B string, strumming from the A string down. To thicken it up, a lot of times I'll take the 3rd finger, bring it up 1 string, it's the 3rd fret of the E string, and put my pinky on the root, the C note on the 3rd fret of the A string. This is a chord that I call Big C. The actual name for it is a C/G, or a C with a G in the bass. So we have. Alright, so we're just moving back and forth between these two chords all the way through the verses. And we're strumming down, down, up, down, up. Kind of favoring the low strings, at least in the very beginning of the song. Kind of tapping his root on the 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, up. Just hitting his root there on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there's a light to the C chord when my baby's in my arms. So we're just strumming 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So just one measure on the E, one measure on C, and then two measures back on E major before going into the next line. All right, that's gonna wrap up our entire verse. We're just doing that 4 times, then moving into the chorus. Okay, moving on to the chorus, it's gonna sound like this. All right, with the strumming. Okay, so that was just our C major chord. We already have that one down. Next, we're moving to our D major. All right, that's a new chord for us, so we're gonna put our first finger here on the 2nd fret of the G. My middle finger is here on the 2nd fret of the high E string. And my third finger is here on the 3rd fret of the B string, strumming from my D or A string down. And then I have the A major chord. Middle finger here on the 2nd fret of the D string, 3rd finger beneath that same fret, and my pinky below that. So I have 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G, 2nd fret B. All right, all in all, we have the C major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, D, A, and E. So there's a little bit of a hiccup going from that D to the A major chord. All right, I'm strumming. Down, up, down, up. And when I get to that D chord, I like to do a little strum, slap right into my A chord, and then go back to the E major chord. Twice with the pattern. All right, so let's give the chorus a try. Starting from C major, it's gonna sound like this. 1, 2, 3. And I know she's reached my heart in thin air. Let's try it again. And I know she's reached my heart in thin air. All right, from there I just chug a little bit. We're gonna go into a great riff that's played by Stone. It sounds like this. Okay, I'm just starting off here on the 3rd fret of the G string. My open B, 2nd fret of the B, high E string, and back to the B string, 2nd fret. So far we have 3, 0, 2, 0, 2. Up next we have a hammer on onto the 2nd fret of the B string, then the open B string again, 3rd fret of the G, and then this really weird note, devil's interval, to the 2nd fret of the D string. Okay, so far we have. All right, next we're gonna slide up to the 4th fret of the A string, bar the 2nd fret of the D and G string, and then hit the low E string before hammering on to the 1st fret of the G string. Twice. So far we have. Okay, and to make that sound a little bit more interesting, Stone actually kind of bends the strings a little bit too. There, on the 3rd fret of the G string. Before going to his devil's interval, the 2nd fret of the D string, sliding up to the 4th fret of the A string, open E string, hammer, hammer. Then he's just going to play the 2nd fret. He's basically gripping his E major chord, and he's going to play the D string and the A string. So all in all we have bend, slide, Byzantine is reflected in our pond, into the 2nd verse. Okay, moving right along, we have the bridge section. It's going to sound like this. Words, it's not in my past to presume love can keep on moving in both directions, and how to be happy and true is the quest we're taking on together. Alright, so we're going to need our F major chord. For this, I'm barring everything on the 1st fret. My 3rd finger is here on the 3rd fret of the A string, pinky is beneath that, and my middle finger is here on the 2nd fret of the G string. So it's the same as our E major chord, changing the finger positions a little bit and sliding it up 1 fret. All right, next we're going to the C major chord, and then our G major. So far we have G major chord, 3rd finger's here on the 3rd fret of the E string, middle finger is down on the 2nd fret of the A, and my pinky is here on the 3rd fret of the high E string. So F and a C and a G. So that G is just a little longer than those other 2 chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I'm going to a D major chord. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then A major chord. 2, and 3, and 4. And I'm just going to repeat that progression twice. It's not in my past to presume love can D in A, both directions. Okay, so after that bridge, we have a short little breakdown section with an E major chord. Take it on. Again, take it on. And he's gonna bring us into a key change, going on to the B major chord. Just chugging away. All right, so this is the same thing as the verse, this next part, but it's basically in the key of B. So a complete key change, which makes it such an amazing composition on Stone Gossard's part. So we have the B major chord, sounds like this. There's a light when my baby's in my arms. Building it up to bring us into a chorus also in a different key. So we have the B major chord, I'm barring everything on the 2nd fret, have a little A major chord shape, basically up a whole step. Chugging along, he's probably doing some palm muting on this. There's a light when and right on baby, my G major chord, baby's in my, back to our B major chord. Beginners can kind of just chug on the D, G, and B string. All right, then we're going into the chorus, but now in a different key. All right, so last section of the tune, we're basically transposing the chorus to the key of B. So the chords we're going to be needing: G major, A major, E major, and a B major chord. Okay, you'll see me, sometimes I'll just do a little double bar, hold down those strings with the 3rd finger. Either way works fine. All right, so once again, G major, A major, E major, and B major. It's going to sound like this. And I know she's reached my heart in thin air. We do this 3 times. And I know she's reached my heart in thin air. But on the 3rd one, Eddie goes up. And I know she's reached my heart. A, and cliff hang on the E major chord. And that's the whole song. Alright everyone, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on Pearl Jam's Thin Air. I hope you enjoyed it. I got plenty more lessons coming up, so keep checking back. Of course, please subscribe. I'm Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.